Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Revive FM 94.0. I'm your host Nawaz Rajapakistani with your weekly program Signature Talk. And today we are going to discuss about the Kashmir solidarity. Though my program topic was on overseas Pakistani, though I have changed a little bit. And today with me over the phone, the distinguished guest is Lord Nazir, and I welcome him to my program. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Just hold on a second, sir. I think a little bit technical. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
Ji, sir.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you as well, sir. Welcome to the program, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Welcome to the program.
Very much for having me on your program.
Yeah. Sir, today we actually my program topic was a little bit different today. It was about the Pakistan issues about the overseas Pakistani. But as you know, on the 5th of February, we have the Kashmir Solidarity Day as well. So I thought you are the best person to speak with because you are doing a lot of community work, especially with the Kashmiri people. So what do you want to say about this Kashmiri Solidarity Day? And especially I will ask you the different question about this Indian occupied Kashmir as well. First of all, I want to take your, the message for the Kashmiri people.
Many years ago, when the late Qazi Hussain Ahmed Saab was alive, he actually declared this day, 5th of February, to express solidarity with the oppressed people of Kashmir and to support them for their right of self-determination.
Yes.
The late Benazir Bhutto, the then Prime Minister, and also Mia Nawaz Sharif, all the political parties in Pakistan agreed, as well as all the Kashmiri leadership, in Azad Kashmir to support the Kashmiris' right of self-determination.
Yes.
So they can express their opinion through a fair and impartial referendum to decide their own future. And this is the choice that was given to them in the United Nations resolutions of 1948 and 49. And ever since, there's always been this remembrance of 5th of February, expressing solidarity across the world. People, wherever they are, Kashmiri, Pakistani, Turkish, many other nationalities, British parliamentarians, they express their solidarity and also they revisit some of the illegal activities which Indian government has been involved over the past 12 months. And how we can move forward to make sure that the Kashmiri people get a free, fair and impartial plebiscite to express their view, which was promised in the United Nations resolutions.
One question is coming in my mind. We are showing our solidarity and we are doing this from number of years we are doing it. And you guys, frankly, in UK, while living in UK, you are doing a lot of work on that one. I was just thinking about how to introduce you, and it was coming in my mind that when I was in Pakistan. So whenever we think of any Pakistani famous personality, so Lord Nazir is the name. It came in our mind always. Everyone knows you, the Lord Nazir, and he's doing a work for the Kashmiri people. Despite, you have done a lot of things for the Kashmiri people, don't you think at the moment we have achieved nothing in terms of Kashmiri self-determination? Like, the India has taken out this Article 370 and they have taken all the liberty, and now it's almost 6 months have passed and they are under the siege, and we are failed to give a little bit hope even to the Kashmiri people because they are still under siege and no international government is taking any action to take them out from the siege.
You see, I agree with your personal kind of perception, but in many nations' struggles, it takes tens of decades and sometimes hundreds of years or even thousands of years to achieve their goal of right of self-determination. So if we just look at some of the recent struggles, getting rid of apartheid in South Africa. Nelson Mandela, he spent nearly 30 years in prison. The struggle was a very long, prolonged struggle, and the whole of Africa and majority of the rest of the world supported the South Africans' right to be able to be governed by their own people. Palestinians, they've had greater support. Yasser Arafat, a great leader, at least they had one leader, everybody followed at that time. The Palestinians were supported by the Arab League, OIC, and also the non-aligned movement, and also the if you like, the Soviet bloc. The Americans and Europeans probably didn't because they supported Israel, but at least, and even they are still struggling. Kashmiris, very unfortunately, only Pakistan supports Kashmiris in the way that they should have right of self-determination. Now Turkey and Malaysia, we are very grateful. A few other countries have started to come out, but nobody. Look, even with the Burma situation for the Rohingya, you have Gambia that has gone to International Criminal Court, but Kashmiris don't have a single country that is prepared to take Indian troops, Indian fascists to the International Criminal Court. So whilst there are individuals like me, I'm not the only one, there are many individuals. Pakistan government says a lot, makes a lot of statements, but really doesn't come up with anything positive. Making a couple of speeches at the international forum, we are grateful. It keeps the matter alive, but it really doesn't deliver until Gambia. Who's ever heard of a small country in Africa, Gambia playing an active part that has taken the Rohingya issue to International Criminal Court? Aung San Suu Kyi was there to give evidence, and the International Criminal Court has, yes, it may not protect the Rohingya Muslims, but at least the matter is in international court. Similarly, we've seen that Norway plays a very important role in building peace and Oslo Accord, or in terms of South Sudan and many other countries in the world where they played a very active role. A small country, but it does that. We don't have that sort of situation. But I don't think we should give up, because our constant struggle of exposing the fascist movement in India, the Hindutva Brigade, the Cow Brigade, those who do not want Christians, Sikhs, Muslims, or other, even the poor Dalits, they don't get rights in India, so they want to convert everybody to Hinduism, or they say that they will be killed or thrown out. So, I mean, even exposing now, when this Modi government was trying to say that we have isolated Pakistan and no more there will be any support for Kashmir cause around the world. You've seen in European Union a massive, hundreds of members of European Parliament have signed the resolution supporting Kashmiri's right of Sudan and calling on India to remove the blockade. So I think it's a slow struggle. I don't think we sort of judge the success of a nation by our own age, and we think that, well, we're 60, 70 years old, we will not be here. But The countries live forever,
but the
struggles live forever.
Yeah, it's okay. We Kashmiri people, as a Kashmiri people, we are struggling a lot. But the one question which is the coming again and again. If you, I hope you heard of this Musharraf in Kashmir, Musharraf in the Kasuri formula, in which it was seemingly saying that you keep your part and we keep our part. And don't you think that the Pakistani government is playing such type of role that okay, you have done this Article 370. You keep your one and we are keeping our one. That's why they are not taking any concrete measure after this Article 370, whereas they have, they totally put this Kashmiri people under the curfew.
The sad thing about Pakistan leadership is that they're weak. And whenever there are dollars flowing from Washington, D.C., or you have a strong president or thick-headed president in the United States who just persuades or pushes Pakistan in a certain direction. I have read an article where the author of the article says that what Musharraf and, of course, Khurshid Kasuri at that time, Khurshid Kasuri, frankly, didn't have any ideas himself. He was looking, he had an eye contact with Musharraf. Whatever Musharraf said, he wanted to jump to it before. And Musharraf was looking at Washington. Whatever Washington said, he jumped and he agreed with that. So I don't give credit or credence to, in fact, I can tell you, my brother, tell you, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, I was one of those first people. Sayyid Ali Gilani Sahab in occupied Kashmir and myself, we were the two who stood up to Musharraf and said, it is unacceptable for us to to have a divided Kashmir. The United Nations has
frankly it's a slap on the face of the people who have given their life for the independence. And they, while sitting in their offices, Musharraf and the Kasuri, as you said, Kasuri don't have any authority or any idea. But while sitting in their offices, they are deciding, okay, you keep your part and I keep on my own part.
Well, that's because many of our organizations sadly are funded by the Foreign Office or somebody, and because when they are funded, they just want to endorse whatever they are saying, and hence the reason you're talking to me, because Alhamdulillah, I'm not funded by anyone, and I do think that I have a duty upon me to represent views of ordinary Kashmiris in the best interest, long-term interest of the Kashmiri people. So I think that's past. It's gone. Nobody talks about dividing Kashmir on the basis of you keep yours and we keep ours. We are back to square one, the right of self-determination for the entire 85,000 square miles, and every one of those 16 to 20 million Kashmiris gets the right to be able to decide their own future, whether they want to be with India, Pakistan, or whether they want to be independent. So that's where we are. The international community seems to like that. They have supported it. They sympathize with the Kashmiris, how they've been suffering. 186 days have gone with the blockade and no internet. Even the film actor, I forget his name, Shiv Sinha. You remind me. He sort of like supported the Kashmiri people and said that Modi government is telling lies. So there are some voices, some very good voices from India, which are coming out. But the rest of the world is also screaming as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the coming online. Just as yesterday a very horrendous the incident happened in central London. So today I have to discuss about these issues about the Pakistani living overseas. So I thought it's better if you can say something on the issue which happened yesterday, which, like, the guy, it was a Sudesh Aman who...
Well, we condemn all acts of terrorism.
Yeah.
Muslims have nothing to do with these terrorists. Sadly, this is a very sad case of a young man who's been radicalized, who's a criminal-minded or sick. I honestly think that there should have been some psychological, psychiatric reports about him, so we could assess it much better. Only last week, I think, a judge did not refuse to give sentence to a white young man who was inciting violence against Muslims because he said, well, whilst he's been charged with terrorist activities, because mentally he was not well. So I'm not suggesting that this man should have been let off, but I think that he should have been treated. If he had mental problems, he should have been treated. If he had problems of being radicalized or extreme, then there are ways of, there are ulama, there are teachers, there are scholars who can de-radicalize these people with the teachings of the Quran and
Sir, I want to add,